just because I was involved so much with ISKCON, not so much Narayan, nothing with him, I believed Prabhupada, and so I never looked anywhere other than Prabhupada. So, so within ISKCON, most of the Prabhupada disciples, they say that, yeah, we have to work on the second half of what Prabhupada taught us, which is Varnashram. Mm-hmm. But it's not Varnashram, it's the bhakti. Mm-hmm. I mean, this is it. This is what we work on next. Mm-hmm. Not plowing the fields, putting seeds in so you can eat healthy, so you can save the planet. And I mean, Krishna's the only one that can do that. Mm-hmm. He makes it rain. He does all that. It's not your job to do that. Your job within yourself, this is the second half, which is Raganuga Bhakti, which is developing the love for Krishna. Mm-hmm. So this is the second half that Prabhupada couldn't give us because we weren't ready. Mm-hmm. But now, my God, how many more austerities do you think we need to do, especially in our old age? I mean, we don't have any hot water here, so it's
nice.
It's really hard. It's like taking these, I just need hot water sometimes. And and it's like that was a false austerity for me for many years that I couldn't do, I just couldn't do that when it was. So that's one of the points that, and then earlier on, Guru Maharaj said that he was saying how the spiritual master tells us everything that Krishna likes. That he's preparing us, telling us everything Krishna likes. So in the Vedic world here, or the Vaishnava or Hindu or whatever it is, when a man and woman get together, they're getting married, the woman goes to the husband's family. So the mother can teach the wife all the things that makes the husband happy. You need to cook like this, he likes that, he likes that. So that's all material here, So the girl, the bride, will go live with the husband's family to learn all the likes and dislikes. So same thing here, we need the spiritual master to reveal the most intimate things that Krishna likes. And we can only get it through them. You read it in a book. Mm-hmm. What we just shared this morning, I mean, that was pretty intense, and only an insider knows these things. Otherwise, you can't feel them. You can't feel the emotion. They're just, this is words. I mean, that's how it was for me, but hearing it directly from him, it was like, oh my God, all these emotions came out. So that's all I wanted to share.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, you see, that's the real Sankirtan movement. What started like this. See, Lord Chaitanya took, it says, Madhya Lila, the beginning of the Sankirtan movement, chapter 1 and 2. That's the actual subtitle, beginning of the Sankirtan. Was taking a handful of disciples in, and he started relishing the mellows, ecstatically relishing the verses of Krishna and all this. And as he went into ecstasy, the devotees also, because they had faith in him. If you don't have faith in this, you just bounce off. See, but because they have faith in this and faith in their guru, faith in this, she could partake of this. This is an insider thing. But that's how the mellows are transferred. And that's how you develop them. And there's no other way, actually. See, no other way but through the authorized representative. And that's if they got the order. See, I got the order. This, when I was doing this, and people were getting this kind of feeling, because just a couple in the room, because they had faith in my preaching, and Prabhupada came to me and said, this has my approval, you're doing what I want you to do. And it's this. See? So, do more of that. And so that's what we do here. And so it's under the orders. People say, oh, you shouldn't do it. Well, hey, man, I'm not following you. I'm following Prabhupada, his order. Oh, well, we can follow Prabhupada too. And we know, well, I don't care what you know. I know what I know. And I know the results of this are like this. And that's right in line. What do you think that I'm here training devotees how it is in Vrindavan? In Vrindavan, the gopis, right there in Chaitanya Charitamrita, the conversation with Ramananda Roy and Lord Chaitanya, right there, Ramananda Roy says the gopis are in the bushes looking at Radha and Krishna exchange ecstatic emotions. They exchange ecstatic emotions, and then as Radha and Krishna feel it, they feel it. They're like a branch hooked onto the tree of Radha and Krishna, and as the tree is going like this and feeling the right, they also getting that, and that's how it works. And so the Lord did it by example, and I'm doing it by example now too. If you don't want this, well, you're not going to get Vrindavan because the training begins here. You got to submit to a bona fide guru. You know, that, it's got to be from your heart, because what can be done, if you're envious and jealous and all that, you just bounce off. But those who do, those who are called to come here, will get that. You'll, as I'm relishing stuff, you'll feel it in your heart. Because that's how it works. You know, how else are you going to get? Well, you're going to go directly and get that? Well, she had 40 years to try, it didn't work. Johan also, 25 years. Mina also, 50 years. But now they're getting it. See, because this is the right path. This is the real path. And the others is the false path, the false followers still. Okay? False followers is you stay inviting, and that's okay, but that's a contamination for this. Okay? If you want to move on, here we go. This is the other half. If you don't get this half, it'll just be a bunch of knowledge in your head. You have the burden of the scriptures, big false ego. You'll be working your ass off doing, Vaidhi stuff and building big buildings. Yeah, get out there on the chain gang, man. Go out there, build with the hammers, big houses and all the big temples and bigger and bigger, and you'll work your ass off because you got the bureaucrats over there in there, the spiritual bureaucrats. They're siphoning off the money, sticking in their pocket. I know, man. I was there, man. I worked my ass off. I put in my term of Vaidhi there in ISKCON, working my 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. I've been there, done that, man. Did that for 5 years, 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. Can you imagine anyone doing that? I've been on a chain gang as more than any of them. And they give me a chada at the end of the year. Oh, this guy collected so much money, I can't even tell you, because they'll steal him and take him onto their zone. Okay? And then I couldn't even get a bus ticket, when I got finally burnt out. I said, I can't do it anymore, I can't. Oh, you're going to go into Maya, Prabhu? I think it's better than this. Thank you. And I felt great after I left without even a bus ticket. Just somehow Krishna helped me anyway. Just wanted me to understand that lesson. Okay. That's the chain gang. You want to stay on that? Great. You work your butt off. Everything will be very strict because here you get freedom, man. I'm just here to awaken that bhakti in you, man, and then make sure it grows nice and clean, and then naturally you'll act appropriately. The Lord will instruct you from within, Just the ones prematurely, they just jump ship because they just can't figure it out, what to do. Go ahead. So that's it, man, in a nutshell. You just come here and you develop faith in this preaching here, and everything becomes as easy as anything. Gets easier, more blissful, more ecstatic. Yeah.